Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're on Novice once again. Let us ride, let us ride. Now, this is going to be just a quick video with 7 tips for working remotely in Factorio. Tip number 1 is make sure you place radars around your map anywhere that you need to do work. So, the more radar coverage you have, the more work area you have to work with. Okay, that leads us right into tip number 2, which is roboports. The only way to work from remote view is by using robots. So having excellent robot coverage is extremely important if you want to be able to do your projects from the sky. Now, number 3 ties right into numbers 1 and 2, and that is using the vehicle equipment grid. Every vehicle, well, spiders and tanks, have an equipment grid. If you put some kind of a energy generator into your vehicle and then a roboport in there, and you can give it optional other equipment, and then make sure that you set its logistics requests to add robots into those requests, and then any items that you might need to do your construction work, then you can get things done remotely via Spidertron. For instance, if we go look at Fulgora, and let's say we're working over here and we need to get a project done right here, then we just hit our Spidertron remote button and right click, and then the Spidertron comes running, and here comes Spidertron right on time, and there he fills it all in. Now this tank here has no equipment, has nothing on it, but here's a couple of tips. Number 1 is you can fill in the equipment grid from right here. You can click on this button and say, give me one of these, and you can place it. And then you can say, give me a couple of these, and you can place it. And I can add a shield. And let's say some lasers. And what else would I need? Let's give them a roboport. And then go to your vehicle and then set here. Make sure you set for adding some robots. Like that. 50 is always a nice number. And those will come and they'll end up here in the trunk. And there's the robots. So then, once you do that, you can also fuel it from here. So go here and choose your type of fuel. We'll put rocket fuel in there. We can fill it up. We can put tank ammo in there from here. We'll put the uranium shells. Might as well put some bullets in there too while we're at it. There you have it. Now he's ready to go. Once the fuel comes, which is on the way, then we can drive that one remotely. As far as Spidertron goes, right here you should have a button, or if you don't have it, you can press these 3 buttons and set your Spidertron remote button so that it's always there, available for you. Click on that, and that gives you your Spidertron, and by left, you can left click to clear it, and then left click to choose another Spidertron. You can choose groups that way. You can, let's see, if I have a group of Spidertrons, there's a group of Spidertrons right there. I can grab the remote and I can click and drag to create a group. There's 4 Spidertrons, and they will all work together. You can also set them to follow. Shift and right click, sorry, I always do that. Okay, now they will follow that tank, and if I get in that tank and I drive it remotely, you will see. Wait a minute. The Spidertrons are all over me. Hold on. They're too close. Yeah, spiders crash into tanks, by the way, guys. So it's kind of dangerous to have Spidertron follow tanks. Do that, then I could say I wanted to clear that fish. There we go. I can grab them like that. Okay, and that leads me to another thing. So say you're out there, and when you drive a vehicle remotely, and say you picked up some items, like I've picked up a fish. So that's going to be trapped in the inventory, but what you can do in order to unload your vehicle, and it does not work for Spidertron, but it does work for tanks, you can place a inserter on the ground and then a chest at the end of the inserter. And then you can even set the inserter to only grab the fish. Yeah, there we go. It grabbed the fish. Okay, it did do what I wanted it to do, and there's the fish. Okay, so that... if you are out and about and say you're on Gleba and you pick up some, you want to get some eggs, that's the way that you can do that. So number 4 is, as I said, supplies in your network. Make sure that you have plenty of supplies in the network to work with, and that includes having assembly machines, because you can remotely set up a bot hardware store like this one, so that in case there's something that you need, you can just craft it real quick and have it ready to go. So that's the way you can set up a remote robot network. If you have your Spidertron, request RoboPorts, some robots. We'll get some of these. And make sure you have power poles and everything else that you need to go along with that. Let's say all that. And some inserters. You can build a RoboPort. You can add an inserter next to it. You can also put like a requester chest on there. You could add a requester chest there. And I could put robots in it. Like this. If I had a tank here or a train, then I could scoop the robots right into there, and then that would put them into the network. So that's how you set up a remote RoboPort network via vehicle from the sky. I showed you tip number 6. I actually showed you earlier, and that is clicking things into and out of your inventory. So say here, this calcite, I don't want it. I can either right click on it. You can add things to the inventory here. Like if I want to add some of these, I can just do it like this. You can, if you're inside of a network, you can do it like this. Say this chest was full and I just needed to clear some space in it. I can click to clear the space in that chest. Okay, the next thing, and this is the coolest one that you may or may not know, you can blueprint your Spidertrons and your tanks. The way you do that is you choose a blueprint, select like that. It will say that your blueprint is empty. See that? It says the blueprint is empty. So you click here for vehicles, and then your Spidertron shows up. And as you can see, it has all of the components of that spider, so that I can duplicate it and I can create an entire army of like-minded Spidertrons that will all be equipped the same exact way. So whatever he has, they will all have in just a few minutes. Okay, so that is it. That is your 7 tips for using the remote view in Factorio. I hope you enjoy your space age journey. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.